In this video, I'll be showing you all how to automatically add marks to the report book from a quiz that was given on the edu page. Okay, so the first thing is you will choose the form that you'll be dealing with, and I'll do a quiz for the form for us. Alright, so right here you would see all the different topics that we would be covering throughout the terms. Alright, so let's just say here's my bisecting an arc. Alright, so on this day I want to give them a quiz. Alright, so here's where we go. We select the topic bisect an arc, and then we go down to the bottom right where we see this arrow, this plus symbol here. Create new cards or material. A card is also a question, right? So one card represents one question. So we click on that, and this will be a test, right, or quiz. And we have two options. We can either create new cards or we could search for more cards, right? Seeing that I already created cards and store them in my library, I would choose the option of searching for cards in this video. Alright, so I'll go to my library tab. I'll go to the form 4 library, and here's where you would see the amount of cards you select for this particular quiz, the amount of cards or questions. Alright, so I'm going to go with this question, then I'll go with this question, and I'll go with this question, then I'll go with this question. Alright, so I chose 4 questions. So down to the bottom right, add selected to materials. So this 4 here represents 4 cards or 4 questions that I chose. So I want to add those to my quiz. So you see it went up to the quiz here. So when I click here, here's where I will see the 4 cards or questions that I chose for my quiz today. Alright, so to the bottom right of each card you would see the points that you could assign to each question. I'll leave this as 1 point. I'll also leave this as 1 point. I'll leave this as 1 point. But I want, because this is a match question, I want 1 mark per correct match, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different matches to be done. So I'll give this 1 point each. So that'll be 5 points in total. So the total number of points in my quiz would be 5 plus 3, which would be 8. Alright, so we move to the assign tab, and here's where we would name the quiz. So let's say I name this quiz number 4. Alright, and I want to publish this for the students to see it online. Alright, and I want the students to complete it in class tomorrow. So I'll put it for the 25th. Alright, my class with them is from 10 to 11. So this is in the 24-hour clock. So be mindful of that. And the class ends at 11. Alright, so I also like to randomize the order of my questions, just in case we have 2 students working together, they will not get the same questions at the same time. Right? I usually unclick all these. I usually show the questions, the correct answers, and your final mark when it's published to the gradebook. Alright, Where you see this configure assignments, we'll go into this tab. Here is where you will see the name. Alright, ensure that the grading type is selected to points. So right to the bottom of this field here, you would see the material for this assignment has the following maximum number of points. So based on the points that I gave before to each question, it will give us a total. So it gave us a total of 8, right? So I want my entire quiz to be out of 8 points or 8 marks, right? The date of the assignment is for the 25th of November 2020, right? I'll save this. So here now I could go ahead and click done and save, right? And this is where you would see all your quizzes, right? So this particular quiz here is quiz number 4, right? So the students will get the notification for this quiz. So when tomorrow comes for 10 o'clock, they would be able to do the quiz only within the time that I specified, 10 to 11, alright, on the 25th. This date that you see in here, this date and time, is the date and time that you created the quiz, right, that the quiz was created, alright. Now if we go over to this side of the screen here, you'll see answers by students. So when the students go and they answer the questions, here's where we come to correct. So for example, right, let's look at the student Zen Francis. So let's just say they did their quiz and these are the answers here, right? So where you see this green thick, that means that the question is correct. Where you see the X, it means that the question was wrong, right? So give them 0. If you click the green, it says okay, it's correct, give them the points that you assigned to it. So let's just say they got this one corrected, it will automatically move on to the next question. Yes, they got that one correct. No, they did not get that one correct. And yes, they got that one correct. So they got 5 points. They got 0 points for this one. They got 1 point for this one, and this is 1 point. So the total number of points is 7, right? Out of the 8, right? So it automatically creates their percentage, and their percentage is 87.5%, right? Now I would want to publish this to the gradebook. Save and publish to the gradebook, right? And I just confirm. Okay, so let's look at another student very quickly. Say Jovan Lamy, right? Let's say he did not get this one correct, he got this question correct, he got this question correct, and he got this one correct, right? No, this one he didn't get correct. So 0 points, he got 1 point, 1 point, and he got 0 points, right? Now I want to save and publish the changes to the report book or the grade book, right? Great. So now I will go to the grade book. So how do I do that? I go to the grades tab, and here is where I would see the quiz added, right? So we have the quiz added here, and you will see the mark for Zen was 7 out of 8, and the mark for Lamy was 2 out of 8. It will automatically do the tallies based on whatever quizzes that you did before, so it will bring the average to the correct average, it will bring your total to the correct total, right? So this is the sum of the totals on all your quizzes, and this is the percentage, alright? And that's how we add marks from our quiz automatically on the edu page.